Good morning, everyone. We are from Group 11 ATF 20703 Microeconomics L4. Today, we would like to present Case Study 1. The title for our case study is Demand of Masks During the COVID-19 Pandemic. First, we will show a table. It explains the demand and supplies of masks at Pharmacie de Lima.
This diagram shows how demand and supply for a product. The demand curve slopes down, meaning when the price of the product goes down, people want to buy more. The supply curve slopes out. When the price goes up, sellers are willing to supply more. Market equilibrium occurs at the equilibrium point E, where the demand curve crosses the supply curve in the market.
For question A to Roman, determine the equilibrium price and quantity for this product. So first, we need to know QD function and QS function. So QD is QD equals A minus BP and QS equals A plus BP. QD stands for quantity demand and QS for quantity supply. A for intercept, B for slope, and P for price. First of all, we need to find B. B equals the change in quantity divided by the change in price. Enter the value in the formula. So we get B equals 400. So QD equals A minus 400P. The next step, we need to find QD function. So quantity amount replace in the function that before that QD equals A minus B 400P. So enter the value in the QD function. So we get QD equals 1600 minus 400P. So repeat the same calculation to get the QS function. When we get the QD and QS function, so we can calculate the equilibriums. So we get P equals 2 ringgit Malaysia, and QD and QS we get 800 units. That's it. So conclusion for calculation that we do before. Market equilibrium occurs when the quantity demanded equals the quantity supply in the market at an equilibrium price of Rn2 and an equilibrium quantity of 800 units.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatin Najwa binti Karim. My matric number is A23A1694. Today, I want to present about the derivation of demand and supply functions for masks for Pharmacie de Lima. First, demand function. Quantity demand equal 1600 minus 400P. It means the derived from price and quantity points with a slope of negative 400. Then, for supply function, quantity supply equals 400 plus 200P. It means the derived from price and quantity points with a slope of 200. Then, lastly, the conclusion. The demand function shows that as price increases, quantity demand decreases, while the supply function shows that as price increases, quantity supply increases. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, I will be explaining the effect of government subsidy on the market for using a graph equation and equilibrium analysis. Before the subsidy, the demand and supply equation are quantity demand E Q equal 1600 minus 400p. Quantity supply Q equal 450 plus 200p. To find the equilibrium, we set QD equal to QS. 1600 minus 400p equal 450 plus 200p. Solving this gives us an equilibrium price of RM1 and 92 cents and corresponding equilibrium quantity of 822 units. Now the government provides a subsidy of 25 cents per mass. They effectively increase the price received by the supply, so the new supply function become new QS. Q equal 400 plus 200 times P plus 0.25. Simplified, they become Q equal 450 plus 200p. As you can see, they shift the supply curve to the right. Many suppliers are now willing to supply more at the same price.
To find the new equilibrium, set demand equal to the new supply. 1600 minus 400p equal 450 plus 200p. Solving this, we again get a new price at RM1 and 92 cents and a new quantity of 823 units. Even though the price paid by consumers stay the same, the subsidy encourages more supply, increasing the quantity from 822 to 823 units. Look at the new graph. The blue line represents demand. The orange line is the original supply. The grey line is the new supply after the subsidy. E0 is the original equilibrium. E1 is the new equilibrium after the subsidy. You can see the supply curve shift rightward, moving the equilibrium from E0 to E1. This represents a small increase in quantity. In conclusion, a government subsidy shifts the supply curve to the right. This encourages suppliers to produce more, leading to a higher quantity supplier at the same price from a consumer. Even a small subsidy like 25 cents can affect market equilibrium.
The conclusion of this presentation is government intervention help lower the mass price and increase supply. This will ensure better access for people during the COVID-19 pandemic.